So what's up, everybody? So today we have a brand new video talking about the announcement of the wonderful X100V. Fuji yesterday, February 4th, at the Fuji X Summit in London, announced the successor to the X100F, the X100V. And pretty much I am super stoked about this because everything that I wanted out of the X100F as far as my negatives and why I didn't consider it the perfect camera has been fulfilled by Fuji. And I was really surprised because, you know, most camera manufacturers, they will not undervalue, but under accessorize or underperform on their lower bodies on entry-level cameras to force you or kind of entice you to buy the more expensive and higher tier cameras that they have in their lines. Fuji, what I love about their philosophy is they really listen to their consumers, their users. And one thing a lot of people complain about that the X100 was the lens, the softness on the lens, and lack of weather resistance. Now, for me, when the X Pro 3 came out and they, you know, it was the new titanium body and the weather sealing, I was like, you know what, they might not do it for the X100V, and we didn't even know at the time if the V was coming out. So now that we know, Fuji listened to us. Fuji listened to everybody's critiques, everybody's comments about it, and they gave us weather sealing on the body. The body is completely weather sealed. The only thing that you need to have, and I'm not sure if it comes with it, but there's going to be a filter accessory and a UV filter lens that completely weather seals it, because the front element moves in and out, so they couldn't weather seal that one completely. So you're gonna have to buy the accessory for it, which is fine. I mean, it uses the same threading as the original X100, and because of that plus, I'll be able to use all my accessories that I already have for my X100 onto the X100V eventually when I do order and get mine. So outside of the weather sealing, the other complaint that most people have was the softness of the lens. I personally had no problem. I love the lens that's on there, but it is a little dated. I mean, it's been the original lens since the first iteration of the X100 back in 2011. It is a little soft when you get close up and you're shooting at f2, but now this new one is sharper, and even the vignetting on the side is not as prevalent as it is on the X100F. From what I'm hearing from these first impressions from all these other YouTubers and content creators and photographers that are making their first impressions just after the announcement of the X100V. I'm a little envious and a little jealous because I love this camera so much, and I have been dying and waiting for it ever since I got this one, because this camera is amazing. And even though it's 2 years old, I've still been able to pump out some of my favorite photos that I've ever taken on this specific camera. So I'm excited for the new one. I'm excited for the weather sealing, the new lens. But outside of those two things, which were the biggest complaints as far as I'm aware of from other people, we have a new articulating screen. It is only one axis articulation, but still, if you're shooting high above your head, you still have some sort of visual articulation that you can shoot easier and aim better when you're aiming over your head, as well as when you're shooting from the hip. You can flip out the articulating screen, and it goes up to 90 degrees, I believe, so that you have a perpendicular screen, so you can sneak those hip shots and be a little bit more discreet. So that's another huge feature on it. They've made the OVF brighter. They have upgraded the EVF to the EVF that's on the X Pro 3. So basically, just like the X100F was basically a little baby brother to the X Pro 2, the X100V is another baby brother basically of the X Pro 3. You just don't have the leisure of the hidden LCD or the interchangeable lenses. But with the weather sealing, the new lens, and the upgrades, it is definitely a must-buy, compact, easy travel camera, instead of having to lug around all these different lenses and all these different accessories with you. So I'm extremely excited, and especially with the new video features that they have in there. They have 4K at 30 frames per second, which, you know, yeah, 60 would have been nice, but 4K 30 for me is completely fine, because now we have 1080 at 120 frames, and even though there's no IBIS in it, most of the content I make is already on a tripod or it's mounted somewhere, so I don't really need to worry about that. We'll see how some hand held footage will be, because I have really shaky hands, so it'll be noticeable. But we'll see. We'll test it out when I get it, because I am buying it. There's no way without a doubt that I'm picking this up, because again, the weather sealing was the biggest thing I wanted for my X100, so that I can take it anywhere and in any situation. I mean, not submerging it into water, of course not, but being able to go out into the rain and get some unique shots, because you know, I've missed out a lot on that when there's been some rain here in California, due to the fact that I was afraid to get my X100 wet or damaged in some way. So yeah, no, it's a must buy for me. I'm gonna be picking it up. I cannot tell you how excited I am. You know, I don't know how it's coming across on the camera, but inside I'm super stoked. When they announced it yesterday, I was just jaw dropped and super happy to hear that the X100V is coming out. I'm still debating which one I want, because end of the month the silver version has come out, and then the end of March is when the black version is coming out. I personally have the black version of the X100F and I love it, but there is something so nice about the silver version. I'm not sure. I like to be a little bit more discreet, so I'm probably going to end up going with the black, but we'll see. Another thing is I have my accessories that I get to keep, because all the accessories that worked with the X100F will work on the X100V. Luckily, the lens, even though they changed the lens and added some new features or some new optical interiors on it, optical elements, that's the word I was looking for. The attachments are all the same, so I'm excited for that I don't have to rebuy a bunch of things. The only thing I need to buy is probably the new filter thread and the new UV filter specifically for weather sealing, because I don't know if mine that I currently have on my X100 will equate to that weather sealing that they're talking about, so I'm just going to pick those up just in case. So at least I have two sets, so if somebody wants to use my X100F, that'll have its UV filter on to protect from dust getting into the lens element. But anyways, outside of the X100V, we have more exciting news. At the end of the conference, they said that February 26th or the 27th, I will put a note up here on the video, they will be announcing or showing off the new XT4. So if you guys are XT3 shooters, or you've been looking at Fuji for some video content, the XT3 was a game changer when it came out, and now with the XT4 coming out, and seeing some of the new features that they've already been implementing into the X Pro 3 and so on, and you know, with the X100V, I'm pretty excited to see what they're gonna put into the XT4. Personally, I don't like DSLR style bodies, but who knows what happens, what they announce, what the capabilities are of the XT4. I'm excited to hear that. So again, either February, I believe it's the 26th, if not the 27th. Again, I'm going to put a note up here just so you guys can see. But if you guys haven't already seen my other video on the X100F back a few months ago, go check that out here. I'll put a card up here in the video. And then, yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, wonderful day, and whatever you're doing, don't stop creating. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Please, 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 if you enjoy the content on this video or any of the other videos on my channel, please subscribe and hit that bell for notifications when I upload anytime on YouTube. And if you have any other comments or thoughts about the announcement on the X100F or the what I covered in this video, please leave them in the comment below. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.